tips. Learn from both the world of technology and the world of, I don't know, critical thinking, let's call it, all right? So maybe you have seen the announcements we have made for this webinar earlier, which is the book of the E-Myth Revisited, right? So there are much of the let's say takeaways or tips that we are going to share with you will be driven from this book. Beside, of course, the best in the world of technology from Bitrix24. Okay, excellent. Welcome everyone. Hello, Omar. Ahlan wa sahlan. Sabah al-khair. So I see, I see people have started to join. That's very good. Please let me know if you can hear me clearly. All is good. And I will be sharing my screen, also seeking your confirmation on what you see. If you can see also my slides, please let me know in the chat. Just to make sure that you can hear me and you can see my screen as well. I see this is Muhammad Ahmad from Omar Al-Omaro, Anonymous. This is confusing. Muhammad, you have joined from Omar? Okay. This is Omar again. Okay, excellent. So welcome everyone. Muhammad, since you are with us on the live webinar, that's a good thing. In case of any technicality that I couldn't check the chat, you can call me right away on Bitrix or 3CX. And we'll take it from there. Okay, طيب. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Quick housekeeping. You know, guys, Bitrix24 is a workspace. That's how we categorize Bitrix24, or we think of it, or we introduce it. And the workspace is the place where you get the work done, all right? That's pretty much smart definition of workspace. Inside the workspace, you need some dedicated or designated spaces for different things. Like imagine a traditional workspace, right? Building an office story or something. And you need a designated area for the meetings, another one for HR team, finance offices, I don't know, place to keep documents, and so on, right? Reception area, place for the coffee, a lot of, places or work, let's say designated spaces for different things. That's exactly the same story with the digital workspace. Bitrix24 here. Okay, if you have attended the past webinars in our series, you know for now that Bitrix24 has over 50 tools, business tools, like for example, calendar, CRM, e-signature, and so on, a lot of other tools, all right? And these tools are, let's say, categorized or grouped under these 5 major categories in front of you, the CRM, and there are tools under the CRM, then tasks and projects, then tools under that part, and then sites and store for online payment, online website, e-commerce store, inventory management, and so on. And then the collaboration area where the team connect, discuss project, discuss, internal communications, video calls, voice calls, and so on, chat. And then the HR and automation. That's what we are going to discuss today. So under the HR, and the automation, let me go to that slide again. Okay. In simple terms, you can manage the employees, their records. You can track the performance of the employees. You can also automate some workflows like leave management, like travel expenses, like hiring, recruitment, and firing workflows, and so on. So let's say pretty much any workflow that you think of related to HR can be automated. Now, the catch here is that there are certain functions or workflows that you can customize according to your liking, however you like it to be. And there are some, let's say, features or functions that is already waiting for you there. So why do we have these two kind of, let's say, features, ready features and other features that you can customize as you like? See, the ready features are pretty much features that belongs to standard features, like, for example, leave management, all right, or attendance, time, online tracking, clock in, absent chart, shift schedules, work time tracking. These are standard features that simply just works for any company, right? From the other side, there are features that customized, that's how you can define it. It just fits your category. I will show you both, by the way, some examples on both features and how they work now when we go to the demo part of the webinar. But I just wanted you to understand that Bitrix is flexible to be customized according to your business needs. Okay. So this is the employment. This is the time management. Let's say that's let's say available as standard, and then there is work reports. You can get a report pop up in front of the employees according to your to your policies or to your governance. Do you want it to be daily? Do you want it to be weekly, monthly, and so on? And who should report to who, and so on. And also, these reports can be scored, like positive or negative, and you can give credit or let's say give points for the positive scores, and then eventually use this as a KPI for incentive or for measuring the efficiency or the let's say the contribution of each employee to the overall company growth. Also, there is an efficiency score that is again a built-in function in Bitrix that measures the efficiency according to the tasks at hand. So how many tasks someone has, how many of them is done on time, how many of them were overdue or returned or rejected, or and so on. And then you get an efficiency score for each employee for a certain period. We will see how they look like now in the system. And then there is the workflow automation. So again, that workflow automation can be very robust, very dynamic, however you like it, all right? But this is, for example, a process automation for, let's say, leave approvals, leave management. Someone wants to apply for a leave from time X to time O. So what do you want to happen, and how this will be looked from the moment, from the time they initiate the request for leave or for a vacation or something? Who should approve it? Once they approve it, what should happen? If it is, for example, a sick leave, what should happen after they return? If it is a long vacation, what should happen before they leave and after they leave? Like, for example, hand over their responsibilities to someone else so they can attend it for them until they're back, and so on. Once they are back, what should happen also? Should be, for example, briefed, onboarded again, or something like that. Providing documents that supports their leave absence if it requires so, and so on. That's let's say one way to think about this leave workflow management. In the automation workflow, we have a function called Smart Process Automation, SPA, and this is a customized process or customized, let's say, entity that can be created for HR and for anything else, by the way, based on your needs. So we will talk about it today in more details in relation to the HR parts. And if we will look into the hiring, let's say the hiring requests, the recruitment process, and the onboarding process, and how you can automate that workflow for your company. Okay, so enough in the presentation. Let me jump to let me go jump to the demo itself. Okay, and we will need to go with this one. All right, excellent. Okay, this is again the demo account. No real data here. This is just demonstration, just demonstrating how things might look like inside Bitrix24. Again, you must be now familiar with the system and how it is generally designed. What we want to do is to look into the features that can be related to HR. Okay, so from the left menu here, you can find employees. Okay, And that's where you can find, like, let's say, the standard functions related to HR. If you can find it here, you can just, search, come here and search with whatever you want. And by the way, this menu can be customized however you like it. So for example, we can take this down, up, and so on. Okay, so let's go to employees. Here you should see the list of employees in this account or your account. Again, this is a demo account. And then you can see here next to it at the top, the company structure. And that's where you can dynamically create the company structure, departments, sub-departments, and so on, okay? And then in each department, you can tell who's the head of department, who's maybe the supervisor, or let's say they call it, let me show you this. If you go to edit the department, you can see, here is the name of the department, where it belongs to, and then if we say next, you can see here is the supervisor, which is the head of department, then the deputy supervisor, you can assign someone to assist in that matter, and then the employees who are in that department. And again, you can have sub-departments like below this department and so on. So whatever your company structure, or no matter how complicated or straightforward the structure is, you can just build it right here. And the dynamics of the company structure is it can reflect everywhere in the system if you wanted to. For example, you can set access permissions based on company structure. And for example, let's say, let me go back here quickly. Let's say we have sales team, okay, sales department. So when we hire someone, technically, if you move them to the sales department as a sales agent, and we have a rule for the access permissions for those people in the sales department, then the access rights will be given immediately to this person. No further configuration are required. Just put them in the right department. They should have the right access. They should see the things that they should see. That's it. And have the certain capacity or access rules they are assigned to. If you move them to head of sales department, for example, then they will see whatever access permissions assigned for this role. So access permissions based on company rule is dynamic and it's connected to the company structure. That's a really neat and cool function. Okay, next to it is time and reports tab. So here you can set the work time to see, let's go there, and you can see here each employee and how many hours they worked on certain days. Okay, and if you can go here and show statistics, it will tell you exactly how many days, hours, and minutes they have worked in a reporting period, which is 1st of August to 31st of August. Today is 2nd of August. So again, this is demo content. You will not see anything here. But again, you can change also the reporting period. Like, for example, this is helpful for payroll, by the way. So you can see, let's say, last 30 days, and then search, and it will show you this is from 3rd of July to 1st of August. And again, you can see the reports. And any, let's say, special attention required to any day. Like, for example, on the 24th of July, let's say, Hudayfa here, in my case, worked, let's say, 5 hours only, where we said he's supposed to work 8 hours. So it will show you something here that this requires special approval to accept this day, or no, to mark it as not accepted, and then deduct this, let's say, 4 hours from his salary or something, right? Or whatever internal processes you have. So again, this gives you a very good understanding of the work time. Then you have another function, which is the work reports. Work reports, again, because again, this is a demo account, you will not see reports here, but generally, when the reports are enabled, let me show you something here. We can say, let's make reports on every day. Okay, at now, what's the time now? It's 11. Okay, let's make it 11:16. Okay, sit and save. Okay, so we say that Hudayfa should provide a report of his work every day at 11:16. Now, let me refresh. Okay, so where do the employees should go to submit the reports? Okay, that's the company, that's the employee profile we see here. This is like the general information about each employee. And by the way, as we speak about reports, one of the functions we discussed in the presentation is the efficiency. So you can see it here. You can see the efficiency of each employee. And the efficiency, for example, in my case, let's go for, let's say, I don't know, last 30 days search. So my efficiency is 21%. Why? Because my account, or me in this case, I received a total of 29 tasks. I completed only one of them. Okay. And there are 23 tasks that either rejected or overdue. So this is the equation that the system uses to come up with the efficiency report, which is taking the number of tasks with objections divided on the total tasks in progress, multiply it by 100, and that gives you the efficiency. So this is how it works. Okay. Now let's go to reports. Okay. And let me refresh. I should receive also like a pop-up, but because I have the super admin account, it will not bother me here. So it might not show the way we want it. It might not show that. Okay. So let me fill the report anyway manually. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Saturday is off. That's why the system did not ask me for the report. So Saturday is off in our system. I think Andrew has sent me something here. Maybe he wants to tell me something. Let's open his chat. Hello, Andrew. Okay, Andrew, if you are with us online, I'm trying to report here. Okay, so until you send me how I change it, or maybe you just change the date here, the working dates in the schedule. Or you know what, let's do it together and come back to the reports. So let's keep work reports. We will get back to this in a while. Then we have work schedule. So here you can tell, okay, this is the schedule that we have for now, but you can add another schedule. This is helpful if you have different shifts, you know, or different teams and different functionalities. They don't like cross-function, and you can give two different schedules for those teams. And you can decide the type of the schedule. Is it going to be fixed or flexible, or it is a shift, like they work 4 hours in the morning, 4 hours in the evening, and so on, or in the afternoon. And then here you can decide who from the employees should be in this shift. You can take it again as certain list of employees, you choose them, or simply just choose the department. Like say, for example, sales department, all department, they should be in this shift. But now it gives you a warning that this department is already included in another shift, and so on. We will not save it anyway. Then you can decide the working hours. Is it going to be Monday to Friday, or is it going to be Monday to Thursday, or others? And you can decide how you want it to be. And then you can decide the holidays, weekends for 225. You can also track the events, which is the clock in and clock out. They started working, they stopped working. I will show you that in a minute. And you can disable the function for them to clock in from the mobile app, so they should only clock in from the browser or the desktop app, or you can keep it enabled, whatever you like. And then you save. Okay, so let's look into this one, which is our case here. And yeah, it is Monday to Friday. That's why I couldn't report. Let's make it every day. Okay, in this demo account, we work every day. Excellent. Okay, let's go back to work reports here. And let me configure this to be every day at 21. Save. Okay. All right. All right. And now let's go back to managing, meetings and briefings. This is another cool function here. You can set frequent meetings and where these meetings should happen. Okay, so you can say this is a new meeting, we need to do this and so on. And then you can keep this as like a management meeting for the whole team. Beside the meetings in the calendar, you can set these briefings in the HR module again. And then you have the absence chart, which is telling you who's absent with reason or without reason, and you can look into that from a department perspective. Like, for example, if I want to see the sales department, okay, then from here you can look into that department only. And then you have access permissions, and this is a cool thing again, to control who has access to this area, which is the whole employee functions and what kind of access they have. So you can set some HR permissions for the HR team and the admin team to work on this function or get some access on the company level. And then you have the login history, which is again another cool function that tells you who's logging to what from where. Okay, so we have a login here, right? And we can see from here what is the device. Again, in our case, this is a demo, so we haven't configured this to be specific with the user, but it can tell you who accessed the portal at what time, from which country, and so on. And so, okay, right. The clock in, we didn't talk about that, so let me show you how it works. A clock in, which means just punch in, punch out, like, or recording a break or something. So each user on their profile, yeah, it is. Oh, okay. Let me enable clock in. I'm sorry. In our case, we have disabled it. So again, let me enable it. Enable clock in, maximum undertaking. Okay. You know what? I want to show you how the clock in works for the new version, because Bitrix has updated to new version. So when you log into Bitrix, you will see this interface. Let me change the window I'm sharing and then show you this one. Okay, 1 second. Let me go to calendar and that part. Yeah, okay. Sure. Okay, this is a real Bitrix account. I mean, active, not demo. So this is my account. And the clock in, you can find the clock in this area. So you go over here and then you click clock in. But by the way, in my case, I forgot to clock in. Right? This is a good case because I started working earlier. Now it's 11:24, but I started earlier at 10. So when I click on clock in here, it will give me the chance to change clock in time. So I can click there and I can say, okay, I started at 10 in the morning, clock in. Okay. Now, this change of clock in will require an approval inside the work management from my supervisor, let's say, in this regard. But because I am the supervisor, it's not asking for anything. But if this happened by any other employee, it will go to their supervisor to approve it. Okay, to approve it or disapprove it. And the work reports would look like something similar to this. Okay, let me show you how the work reports look like in our account here. So for example, there is a report yesterday, let's say from Ala. So if I open the report and I can see what was the main thing that she reported, to whom, and this report is sent by Ala to HIPAA, and HIPAA can score this as positive or negative. And if she scored it positive or negative, that will influence the percentage here, or the rate of positive rates, the rate of positive of negative rates or scores, and it will give overall score. And based on this score, you can I don't know, like give incentive or something, or give attention. If it is a high score, you can do something. If it is a low score, then you can do another thing. Okay, so let's go back to the demo account. Okay. You have another function which is really cool. Again, here is the knowledge base. The knowledge base, that's where you can create insider or internal knowledge base, and you share it only with your employees. Nobody without access to your account can see this knowledge base. Here you can share some documentation on how to do things, the SOPs, okay, standard operating procedures. You can create it here. It's very beautiful. It's a very good idea to give the, let's say, to centralize or to share the knowledge of the company here, make it common knowledge across departments. So you improve, of course, the efficiency and the performance of everyone. Okay, you get the best practices, how it is done, what are the checklists that should be followed in each, let's say, major procedure, and you explain it here, and this becomes like the reference for the entire team or for the concerned team to go through and follow. And by the way, this part here is really covered beautifully with the book that I shared with you in the announcement of this webinar, the E-Myth. Let me just quickly go the E-Myth Revisited. Okay, this book. Okay, so the idea of this book, I know this book is a really popular book. Maybe you have heard about it before. If you haven't read the book, I really suggest that you do so, because it is covering the frequently in motion story of entrepreneurs and business owners. So what happens here is that the E-Myth here, there is this notion, or this idea, is that everyone starts a business because they think they are good at something, and they say, okay, I will build a business around it. Okay, let's say, for example, I can bake very well, so my friends tell me, oh, you should open a bakery. You really bake good stuff here. And I say, oh, okay, that's a cool thing. And then this idea grow in me with time, and then I decide, okay, I'll do it. And then when I start the process, I find that it's not just about baking. It's about logistics, sourcing, hiring, managing people, financial management, bookkeeping, reports, audit, taxes, marketing, sales, customer service, cleaning, a lot of things. And now, oh my God, things start to become overwhelming. So it's not just about baking anymore. It's now about running the business. So most entrepreneurs, they visit the entrepreneurship, or let's say the business perspective in general, from the point that, hey, I can do this technical thing very well. And once they start doing the business, they think they find themselves in a position where it's no longer about the technical thing. I mean, it's rarely that the success is just credited or attributed to the technical thing that you know, but it is to the entire business that you're working on. So just to cut the story short, I don't want to summarize the whole book for you. That's not the point of this webinar today. But to cut the story short, what the author here advises is that each business should have a set of standard operating procedures. So you need to categorize the main procedures that need to be done in your business, like for example, procedures that is related to marketing, procedures related to cleaning the bakery, procedure related to baking itself, procedure related to logistics and sourcing and procurement, and so on. Just you put all the categories, and in each category you need to write all the procedures that your business depends on. Like for example, finding the let's say buying the tools, how you buy it, where you should buy it from, what is the price that's acceptable that does not reflect with, let's say, conflict with the bottom line, or let's say the overall profitability of the business, and so on. So you just write that down and then explain how it is done one by one. It will take time, of course, but you write it down and document it and start explaining this and training your team on these SOPs. And you make these SOPs available for them so they can revisit it every time they need to encounter a certain procedure. So knowledge base in Bitrix24 is a great place where you can store all these procedures and make them live, keep revisiting them, updating them, and put them in action instead of just writing or documenting some procedures that nobody follows at all. Okay. Also, it's not just the knowledge base that can help with that, but also the workflow automation, like that we will discuss in a bit here related to HR. But the workflow automation, which is, for example, what should happen when we need to recruit someone? Where do we find them? How do we do the interview? How do we start onboarding them? What are the requirements to get this employee from just a candidate for the job to a well-performing member of the team? How this should happen, and so on. So we will discuss that in a few minutes. So that's again about the knowledge base and the importance of creating such common knowledge for the business. Then you have online meetings. That's another function here, and this is where you can host meetings with external users, with external input. Like for example, I want to create a Zoom meeting, but instead of using Zoom, I will use Bitrix, and I send a link similar to Zoom. I'll just send it to my client or the attendants or the invitees, and they can join. So you can create it from here. It's a conference meeting. And here you can see the staff changes, which is again some pictures, profile pictures. Again, that's something. And then honored employees, that again where you have the board of honors and who like the performance of the employees. And then birthdays, right? That's to know whose birthday is coming up, and you celebrate it or announce it, or you use the feed to celebrate that birthday. Shared photos, that's again some moments, some background, some events maybe just wanted to be shared across the team related to HR again. So this is generally the standard things that you can find in the HR or what works for the HR. Let's go to the standard bars related to the workflows. So if we go to feed here, feed is in the collaboration, right? In the collaboration part. But again, it is also relevant to HR because in feed you can post announcements, like you can post polls. For example, if you want to ask about something and you want to collect feedback from the team to take a decision, for example, an event for the company gathering, all right, you can decide on that matter here and create a poll about it. You can share an appreciation for certain employee, all right, that this employee, for example, has received an appreciation or an award or a commission or something, and you want to share this news with everyone, and so on, okay? Then in the feed, we have a function that's called workflow. So in workflows, there are set of workflows here that you can make available for everyone. So let's say for leave approval, let's say I want to apply for a leave. So I'll start the workflow. The workflow is going to tell me, all right, when do you want to leave? I would say 5th of August. And when do you want the leave to end? I would say on 7th of August. And then I'll say this is, I don't know, business trip. And then I'll write whatever, and then, okay, this is test. and then I'll start. And then now this leave flow should be approved by Andrew. So you see it has been sent to Andrew. So Andrew will receive a notification and will either accept or decline this leave request. And after that, it will go to HR to log it. And then we will start seeing this in the calendar or in the account of the employee that he is on leave in this time, and so on. So this is a sample or a simple workflow that can be run. But more, let's say, advanced workflow that we can look into is the recruitment workflow. Okay, so no, before we go to recruitment, we have something called e-signature for HR, and that's another cool function, which is to create documents that need to be signed internally, but e-signature. So you can, let me create a document. Okay, I accept. Let's just use PDF document. Okay, let me get a sample document. We have a simple document here as plain. Yeah, there you go. So let me attach this here. Okay, so let's say this is the document that I want to sign. Okay, and then let's say continue. Okay, so here I will choose who is going to sign this document. So I'll select the company, I'll select the electronic signature provider, and then I will select the signing party on behalf of the company, and then the approver who should approve this. I can choose, for example, Muhammad. Let's just choose, select. I'll choose Omar. Okay. And then field editor, then I'll choose Ahmed. Okay. And then we'll continue. And the signing employee, the final one who would need to sign this, let's choose Nassim, for example. So that's the employee who should sign this document, and then sign. And by the way, the previous parts, it's not required that you fill it all. You just need someone, at least a representative from the company to sign, and then the employee. So here, the company representative, I will say general information, company name, employees. Okay. So no, I need to change this. Let's put company details here. Okay, whatever you have, however you named your company in the settings of Bitrix, and then I can get general information. No need for that. This is fine. From the employee, just the personal information. I need the first name. Okay. All right, and then I'll continue. And that's it. Submit for signing. So now the document has been sent. You can close the page and see how it works. This will take a while. Close the page. Oh, I can sign it because I'm the editor here. Okay, so how it works is that I will see an HR bot here in my chat. So if I go to here, and I will see HR. Let me show you that in the other window. 1 second. And there we go. Share. So if I go here and I want to go to chat, HR bot. Okay, so this is the HR bot. So then I will simply click. These are real documents, so I cannot just open it. So if I open the document and then I click sign, and that's it, it is signed, and then I will get a final document sealed with my signature with authentication and so on. And there we go, we have the signed document. The last thing I want to show you in the webinar today is the customized workflows. I'm sorry, I should show you this in the other account here. In the customized workflow, which is the recruitment pipeline. Let me open this window one more time. Yeah. Okay. So there are customized solutions, as I explained earlier, which falls under the thing that it's called Smart Process Automation, or SPAs. That's a function you build according to your internal processes. So if I clicked on recruitment workflow, that's a model we have. And here, if you see, we have candidates, let's say, and we can see job applications here that's coming from different people in different stages. So I can see there are 33 people who are shortlisted. One is the interview stage. There are 5 people that they have assignments. They are 0 and qualified. And then we have 6 people who are now being onboarded. And in each stage here, we have set of automation rules, what should happen and who should do what, and so on. The bottom line of this, let me bring in my camera back. The bottom line of this recruitment workflow is that you can manage the entire recruitment cycle from the moment someone in the, let's say, leadership team decides or asks for recruitment or for hiring, way to the onboarding and the starting day, what should happen, who should do what. All of that can be done in an automated fashion so that you never have to worry about leaving things behind or getting things undone or unnoticed or not held accountable for doing the job. That's pretty much what we can share with you, or we have to share with you today about the HR and workflow automation of Bitrix24 and the employee tools so far. So again, there is a great deal of customization that can be done according to the internal processes and the business needs of your company, and that requires a business model analysis and then a business analysis in terms of each SOP and procedure that you do. And overall, we conclude that with a system analysis in order to give you the best working and functioning solution for your company. If that's what you need, then you know where to go. Go to vamcloud.com and request for a callback or a proposal. Here's the website, and we will be more than happy to help. Thank you very much for joining us with this webinar, and see you on the next webinar that is going to be on the 16th of August, and we will discuss AI and automations for the customer experience and how you can rely on Bitrix AI and automation capabilities to improve that. So see you then, and thank you for joining us today again. Have a good day.